Hey, how's it going? I know it's been a while. I've been anxious to make more videos. It's just finding balance in life is probably the most difficult thing to do. But if you can at least maintain some sort of balance, you will start to feel a lot better and you can find more free time. I just haven't had a lot of free time lately, but I'm starting to work things out into a way that I will have more free time soon. So get excited because there's a lot more videos coming soon. I got inspired to make this one. Somebody found my page, they commented and asked if I could help make a video, if I could make a video about how to open your heart chakra through meditation. And this is something I've been wanting to make, but I've been wanting to make a video about the whole thing, about everything that you need to do in order to meditate and what is meditation, true meditation. And a lot of people, they don't explain it completely and thoroughly, and that's what I want to do today. So if you found me, I'm glad you found me. This is going to be fun. There's a lot to think about, and there's always different perspectives, different ideas, and I've gained my own perspective through a lot of different ideas. And I've learned a lot of different techniques and methods. And I learned all of this that I'm about to say in 2 weeks. I was meditating 5 years ago when I had my spiritual awakening. I was meditating every single night after work, and I would dedicate myself like 2 or 3 hours at least, and then the rest of the time I was researching and trying to find new ways to try it and different methods. And then I finally figured out exactly what worked for me and allowed me to have a breakthrough. And don't you just love being out in nature? It's nice. I'm glad I get to come here and talk to you right now because I just love inspiring people and helping you along your journey, your awakening. I had a little bit of help from one specific YouTuber, Ralph Smart. He still inspires me. I don't tend to watch a lot anymore. I want to spend more of my time creating instead of watching. I feel like I've learned a sufficient amount, but I'm also still healing, and it's okay. If you're healing, you can still teach people. People can still learn from you. And the main thing I can teach people besides this is to just be yourself, be free, don't care what other people think, and find that fire in your belly and really find your passion, your art, become an artist. There's so many different things I could inspire people to do, and I want to. But let's start with a little bit of meditation. So, there's a hummingbird. I see them a lot here. So the main thing is you want to get comfortable. That's the most important thing, is just get comfortable. You want to be in a quiet place with no interruptions, preferably nobody speaking words or talking. You can listen to binaural beats, which is what I did, and make sure you have a headset or earphones, and they work a lot better that way. Don't listen to it too loud, just enough. You be the decider on how much is enough and too much. You want to be able to hear it, but also not let it distract you too much. Eventually, if you do all this properly and dedicate yourself for at least a couple weeks to meditating at least 1 hour a day to 2 hours at a time, and do this every day for 2 weeks, then I promise you will find results. You will see a difference. You will go to this place, and I'll explain that in a minute. But first, you really just want to try different things. Try whatever works for you. What works for me is probably not going to work for you. Then again, it might. So I'll tell you what I do, which is I would sit in my closet. I don't do that anymore. I just put a blindfold on. You can just use a blindfold now. I was super into it, super dedicated. I even gave up eating meat and fasted for 2 whole weeks and never looked back and don't eat meat again. But that's besides the point. I had to sacrifice something for divine knowledge. If you want something from the divine, if you're asking something from a divine source, then you need to make some sort of sacrifice. You can't just ask something for nothing. So that's what I did. I gave up eating meat, and that was a big difference for me. And it was almost as if my body was telling me to, because the more I meditated, the more sensitive I became to it. And I felt like it was holding me back in some sort of way. So do whatever works for you. That might work for you, fasting. There's a lot of different techniques. You can try dances, you can try mantras, or just like humming, like feeling that vibration on the roof of your mouth. So yeah, I'd basically sit in a dark closet. 5 years ago when I started, I'd sit in a dark closet with a bunch of pillows. I would sit on pillows, and I had pillows on my back because I have a bad posture. I have a scoliosis, so it was a little difficult for me, especially, to get comfortable. So if I could do it, you could do it. Yeah, I just had a lot of cushion, and eventually I completed what I set out to do, which was to find some sort of answer to what immortality is, and if we have an eternity. And I just want to understand things about life. I just want to understand what was the purpose of it all. And before that, I never cared until I fell in love. So love is another thing that you can use to meditate, and it's actually very important that you open your heart space when you do this. You need to find whatever love you have in your life. If it's your family, your friends, or if you've actually been in love and had that romantic partnership, then even if it ended badly and you're not in it anymore, you can still look back on it and feel that love that you felt, because that love wasn't dependent on them. It was something that came from you. That love still exists inside you. You just have to notice it. You have to realize that it's there. You have to tune into it and redirect it towards yourself, and just let it flow in and out from within you. Take lots of deep breaths. Now I want you to think about meditation as an ocean. You have these different levels of the ocean, and the farther you sink down, the quieter your thoughts get. So on the surface, you're having all these thoughts flowing fast, but the farther sink you deep into yourself and into silence and just listening and feeling rather than thinking, you're gonna feel calm. It's much calmer on the bottom of the ocean. So what you want to do to sink is let these thoughts flow. Let all the thoughts come. Don't try to force them away. Just let them come. If you're trying to force it, you're not going to get anywhere. I could actually feel my third eye tingling sometimes. I feel like a tingling sensation here sometimes when I think about certain things. But if I start to focus on that feeling and overthink it, then it goes away. So it's the same thing. You have to feel it, but don't think about it. Just perceive it, observe it, witness it, but don't think about it. Just let it be what it is. Don't try to analyze it. Eventually those thoughts will fade away one by one, and things will get more and more quieter, and you'll slip away into this place where I promise it is so peaceful and amazing and undescribable. People only describe it as the all. I would call it the all, or the everything, or nothing, because it feels like nothingness. It feels like empty space, but at the same time it feels like you're part of everything, which is true because everything is energy. So then, once you come back to reality, you will start to realize that everything is connected. Everything is connected through energy. Our energy affects everything. Our thoughts create vibrations, and the vibrations attract and reflect whatever those thoughts are, no matter if they're negative or positive. It depends on what your intention is. If you're in fear, if you're feeling that emotion, those emotions are a lot more powerful. So thoughts are powerful, words are even more powerful, but emotions are the most powerful vibrations. And that's how you raise the vibration of the planet as well. It's just by being yourself, doing what you enjoy, having fun, enjoying life, despite the fact that some people can't. And that's all the more reason for you to go out there and just enjoy life as much as you can, as long as you can, because we're never promised tomorrow, but we are promised right here and right now. So seize this moment, do whatever you can, stop wasting time on things that are not going to serve you and what you want to do in life. If it's not bringing value to your life, then it has no place on your plate. Remember that. So what else can I say? I'm going to take a quick pause right here. And just so you know, everything I do is raw and unedited. I am completely all natural. It's just the way I am. And I hope you love it. I love you. I'm going to drink some water. I'll be right back. Okay, so I want to explain the difference between meditation and contemplation. Contemplation is what you need to do in order to meditate. And we're so used to thinking all the time, and also not thinking enough, because we're so rushed and we distract ourselves with TV or music and whatever we are distracting ourselves with, instead of taking time to just sit with ourselves and think. We're letting those thoughts pile up, and we're not evaluating everything that we need to in order to function mentally, health in a healthy way. we need to evaluate our thoughts constantly. We need to contemplate, and if we don't, it's going to be much harder to meditate. And that's why if you're having trouble meditating, it's because we live in such a rushed society that we don't take the time to just sit with ourselves. We hardly even have time. We're working 40 hours a week, most people, and then by the time you have days off, you spend it with your family, or you're tired and you don't want to do anything. And the system's set up that way. You have to beat the system. You have to find a loophole to get around and dedicate yourself. Call this a 2-week challenge. Dedicate yourself 1 to 2 hours every single day, every night after you finish work, or whenever you have time. And whenever you're not meditating, use the rest of your time to do more research and find more methods and techniques, because there's so many that I probably don't even know. I just used what I found that worked for me, and there's so many different ways to do this. Just find what you're comfortable with, what your heart feels is right. Whatever feels right to you, just do that, and I promise you it's going to work for you. You're going to go to this place, and when you come back, you're going to feel like you're alive for the very first time. And you're going to, you don't know you're asleep until you're awake. And I had no idea how numb I was and desensitized my whole life until I did this. And I realized that I was just going autopilot the whole time, not even really caring about anything. I was just going through life, going through the motions. And now I can honestly say that I've never felt more alive. I've never felt more in my body and in control. And it just feels good. It feels so good to be alive. Once you do this, things will exhilarate you. You'll feel ecstasy. You can bring out ecstasy in an instant just by thinking about things that make you ecstatic or exhilarated or excited. Once you learn how to tune into yourself and all your chakras, then you will feel completely at peace. You'll find your willpower, you'll get your strength. You'll take back your power from others, from their opinions of you. You'll stop caring about opinions, but you'll also start caring about everything else that matters. Like the environment, where the world is heading right now, what we need to do as a collective, what we need to do is raise the vibration of the planet and join her when she takes her shift. She is shifting into the fourth dimension where we will have superpowers. Basically, our thoughts will become instantaneous, because in this 3D realm, everything is physical, more physical. It is energy condensed into a slow vibration, which creates matter. And the more dense the matter is, like say a brick versus a marshmallow, the brick is vibrating slower, the marshmallow has a little more fluency, so it's vibrating much faster. We need to raise our own vibration, and then we raise the vibration all around us. And I've seen this happening when I moved into this new house. I found this lady on Craigslist. She's almost 70. She was on a walker. She was having all kinds of health problems. After a few months just being around my energy, she's walking around a lot better. She's doing so much better. She's not taking as many pills. And this just goes to show that your energy does affect other people. So take responsibility for what you project. Make it a smile. Make somebody's day. Just give them a compliment. Tell them how much you appreciate them. To open your heart chakra specifically, yes, focus on the love that you have in your life. And if, let's say maybe you don't, and I hope that's not the case, but for anybody that doesn't have anyone in their life, then find love within yourself, because you, at the end of the day, you are everything you need. You don't need to look outward for acceptance. You don't need to look outward for love. It's all inside you, and your opinion of you is what matters the most. Let's see, anything else? Let's take a quick pause. Okay, so there's also this video from the animation Avatar, the Last Airbender. Look on YouTube and look for the video that explains how to go through all of your chakras, and they explain exactly what you need to do. And when you do this, when you go from your first chakra, your root chakra, and go one by one through each chakra, releasing energies and blocks, whatever blocks you have. Once you do that, you'll get up to your heart, and once you get up to your heart, you'll get to your throat, which is your expression of how you express yourself. Then you'll get to your third eye. Your third eye will start to open. You'll get psychic abilities. You'll become aware of energies. You'll be more in tune than you've ever imagined. And then once you open your crown chakra, you will start to be in tune, and you'll get guidance from higher dimensional beings. You might not hear the voices exactly, but you will feel their presence. You will definitely feel more than you hear or think. It's a very meditating is more feeling than thinking. You have to use your other side of your brain than we're used to using. Just stop thinking. Meditation is not thinking. Contemplation is thinking. Meditation is not. So once you turn off your thoughts, and you will know when you do this, trust me, there's no mistaking this experience.
Wow.
And this is what they call the awakening. This is the same thing that most people experience when they go to this place. When they drift away, they leave their body, they come back, and they understand the same concepts. And you gotta wonder, like, how do all these people that don't even talk or communicate with each other, they just went through this journey on their own through meditation, but they all came to the same conclusion. And if you ask most spiritual people that have had an awakening, yeah, it's all pretty much the same. Though there's different levels, I guess, but the full awakening is understanding that you've been in autopilot all your life, and that you haven't truly been in your body. You've been desensitized, you've been numb from TV, and you've been programmed to think certain ways. That's how you know you're still asleep, if you're still... But the programming still takes a long time, even after you wake up, because you have to be aware of what you're thinking. Even now, when it comes to certain topics that I haven't given much thought to yet after my awakening, once you do awake, it's a never-ending journey to better yourself, and you will realize all your bad habits. You will realize the things that you need to change. You'll become more aware of anything that ails you, and you'll be more sensitive to everything, which is good and bad, but it's mostly good because you're gonna feel alive, and you're gonna be so thankful that you did this. Let me know how it goes if you do the 2-week challenge. I really want to hear about it in the comments. You could also DM me at kingrich42 on Instagram. Please follow me, subscribe, like, share. We're gonna have so much fun. And we ain't even had dinner yet. Okay, I stole that from Real Smart, but that guy's hilarious. Have a great night, great morning, great day, wherever, whenever you are. There's only here and now. There's no such thing as past or present. It's all happening simultaneously. Free will exists only in this moment. So take control right now. Take control of your life. Go do it. Let's go. Let's have some fun. Get excited. Love you all.